Hi guys, Sourdough Kathy here, and I'm sure hoping this is going to work. I just tried doing one and my camera overheated again, so I'm going to try and do it with my real camera, and I used my cell phone camera and it overheated. So anyway, here we go. This is my green bean bed. Now this green bean bed was having some real problems recently, and let me give you an idea. To see this leaf, how it's just crumbled, well, a lot of them were crumbling. So I started saying, what in the world? And I remember when I did this bed, and I did all my beds in the fall, I put a whole bunch of leaves on top of it. Well, in my other beds, they all broke down, but this bed hadn't broken down all the way. And I saw that there were a lot of flies over this thing and everything, which we've kind of taken care of that. But I'm sure a lot of them they were eating away, or something was eating away at a lot of them also. Down here you can see. But what I did was, I had watched a video one day on if your compost isn't completely broken down, then of course your soil can be on the anaerobic side. So you can take 1 part of 3% peroxide, hydrogen peroxide, mix it with 1% water, and then just water the soil. You can't do that on the leaves or you burn the leaves up. You have to use a different formula for that. And sure enough, I did that through the whole bed, and within 2 days, this is what's happened. It has all changed completely. So anyway, to go move on, this is what I had hoped to make bok choy again. And I had one here, and it went to seed, and I thought, oh, this one was growing fine, and then it went to seed. So I'm not very hopeful that any of these are going to make it. I'm just, the dogs will have a little something to chew on. Now down here's a little something funny. These were beets that I pulled out of the corner of my green bean bin over there. And they had all looked like they had died. Keeled completely over. And within 3 days, they've come back to life again. So I might even get a few beets in there. And now here's my lettuce thing that was not working at all. I wasn't getting, except for this one and this one over here, no lettuce. But then I got frustrated. I took 2 packages and just threw them all in there, wet them down, and it cooled down that night. We have been having temperatures in the high 80s and low 90s for a week now. I mean, it is terribly, terribly hot here. Now here is my cucumber, lemon cucumber plant, and as you know, these were all really yellow the last video. I put that magnesium on them, and as you can see, they have regained their color, almost back to normal. And the other ones, I mean, look at them. They're just growing beautiful. And I know there is a fruit on here somewhere, and I can't find it right at this moment. But look at this. It's doing wonderful. Now here are the newest potatoes. These came from an actual potato with maybe 2 or 3 chits on them. And what's funny is they're already blooming. Look at this, incredible. Now these guys were the latecomers, but they actually now have some leaves in there. This one was well behind too. So the only thing good about it is, as these here will die off, we'll still have some to come. This is still from the old batch of my chitted skins, and this is what's left. So there's 3 left of the old ones of the chitted skin. Now I'm going to take you slowly over here, and I'm going to bring you to my sorry cucumber, which is doing fine now. And it actually had an extra piece up here, but I broke it off the other day accidentally. So, oh well. but these are doing fine, and we still have plenty of time yet. I mean, it doesn't even get dark here until 11:30 at night, so that's still going fine. The blueberries here are still doing fine. The problem is it's hard to keep them moist and wet, so that has become an issue. Today I'm going to take you inside the net. I'm tired of showing you from the outside, so I'm going to take you inside the net. Give me a second here. And I did this already, but I wanted to show you this nice big zucchini. How about that? Not bad. It's got a little wonky tail on it, but that's just fine for me. And there's other fruits that are looking really pretty on there. The onions, the Maui onions, I am amazed. I've never grown an onion in my entire life. And I am just thrilled that they are getting bulbs on them, and so is my husband. Now here is another zucchini down in here. Got that one. There we go again, another wonky little end, but that's fine. I'm gonna leave those there, not bad. Now here I have put something in, which is a new cabbage. Now, as I found with the 3 that I lost due to the fly that leaves maggots in the soil, what I did was I got some Bacillium thorium, I don't know what the name of it is, and instead of putting it on it, I just put it down at the level of the root, because that's where they like to go, and so far nothing's touched it, and it's still alive and forming something. Now over here is my acorn squash, and thus far I haven't gotten any to speak of. There's no flowers right now, but it's still early. I got plenty of time, and since it is a winter squash, it might just be because it's so doggone hot out. Now here are my Spanish onions, and they are making bulbs also. And here is either a red or a yellow pepper. I cannot remember which. Let's see. Ooh, I actually got a little thing here. This is a red one. So I think the other one's a yellow. I'm not sure. And of course the marigolds are doing fine. And let's see. Is there anything in this little... Oh, there we go. There's a little acorn squash. Let's hope that it takes and forms an edible one. So let me take you out of here. Just give me a second here to get through this wonky fence. Ouch. I'm getting caught. It's got me by the rear end here. All because of cats and dogs and rabbits. Ah! Oh my. Okay, I'm going to take you over here now to my carrots, or some of them. This is the first bucket that I started. And this was in the winter. I put them, the seeds, onto a piece of toilet paper and let them dry. And then I planted them in here, and aren't they gorgeous? 5 days of keeping a lid on them, and they were already coming up because they stayed moist. This was the second bucket of them that I planted the same way. A couple days later though. Now, as you know, I lost 3 cabbages to that root maggot. So I learned that if you keep something around the base, you can prevent it. So, because they like the smell of that, and the fly can get into the soil and lay the eggs. But these are new ones, and I still think we have plenty of time. 2 months is plenty of time to get a cabbage. So I've done that in all the pots where I lost it. I know this looks crazy. This is the big green ones that I had the original ones in. and I've got stuff holding down the row cloth, but they are forming little heads, so they look good and healthy thus far. Now here's a different angle for the flowers. You can look up and see that they're all doing fine, apart from the cilantro going to seed up there. Here is that dahlia from a different angle. It's going to get a beautiful flower on it, I know. And the petunias are doing just fine up there. Now, down here are my hot peppers. And look at the size of that jalapeno. That is one long jalapeno pepper. My husband's amazed. Now these are just now getting flowers because the original ones we took off. And I'm not sure what these are going to be, but it's fun not knowing. Now over here we have the tomatoes, which, as most of you know, we don't grow here unless you have a hothouse, but I started them early enough. We've had a nice hot summer, and I have taken off a good bowl full of tomatoes. Yesterday, I took off a big wad of them. About as much was on here was on this plant. So I'm really thankful for that. Of course, the marigolds. Here's my sweet potato bin, and they're starting to really come up now, and I want them to go up this thing and over. Hopefully we'll get something in there. Here's some more tomatoes with lots of flowers on them, and also fruit. So I am really grateful for all the tomatoes. They are delicious too. And these are my peas in a pot. Here's some more peas in a pot. And this is the last pot of carrots that I did, and I even transferred some from one of my other pots, but they've all survived. None of them died. Now here is a thing of green peppers, and I've got 2 of them. You don't grow green peppers here either unless it's in a hot house. Here's another way to look at that dahlia. Here's some cilantro. It was putting out some new stuff, but now it looks like it's going to seed, although I did plant 5 new seeds in there, but see how dry that soil is? Now here's some more green peppers, but they're kind of wonky looking. But you know what? You can still chop them up and use them. Here's the other, these I started much later than my other carrots, but they are doing wonderful. And here are some beautiful zinnias. They are just gorgeous, luscious looking zinnias, just beautiful. Look at that, nice size zinnia. And from this side, you can see how nice the calendulas are. Everything that I thought would die. And here is my beautiful, beautiful cascading lemon cucumber. We've already taken 2 off of it and eaten them, which is amazing because it's early, but there's one right there, guys. They are growing because it's so nice and warm, and yet these are supposed to be cold weather cucumbers. So, you know, I'm just really there. It's gorgeous. Look at it. It's going everywhere. No funguses, no nothing. It's really awesome. Now here are the front yard flowers, and here is the other dahlia. So now I'm going to head you over to the pumpkin patch. Actually, I think I'll head you over to that nice looking little cabbage over there first. So here we are at Mr. Cabbage, who survived. This is a solid cabbage. It's beautiful. It, thank God, did not get hit by the maggots, and I also put some of that bacillus on it also. And these that once looked very yucky. They were really doing, you know, just going through heck. But trying to keep them wet has been the hardest part this year. Okay, I'm going to run you across here to the front where I lost a lot of cabbages and whatnot. It seemed like they really liked this section. Now the giant marigolds are doing wonderful. They're doing just fine. As you can see, we have the white moth flying around that likes to get into these things. And down here I have a few lobelia, and I can't remember the name of these, but I was getting ready to just toss them out, and I decided when the cabbage, the two broccoli, there were broccoli in there, 4 of them, a couple of which the rabbits got, and then I found that they had the maggot too, so I just yanked them out and put those flowers in there. Now here we've got the lilies that do not normally bloom at this time of the year. Normally by the end of July into August, that's when we get our lilies, but we sure are getting them now. We have 1 broccoli or 2 broccolis left in here.